K-pop is the international musical powerhouse that sends fans into screaming mania. Groups are created in vigorous training facilities and come out to live lives of adoration and fame. Do you know what it takes to be a K-pop idol? These 20 strict rules reveal exactly what's demanded of these sensational performers. Before we delve into this glamorous world, go ahead and hit subscribe to keep you in the loop. Now let's get started.
If you like crafts and DIYs, check out our friends at Crafty Hackers. They have this awesome video about summer life hacks you can't miss. Click in the corner to watch the best summer hacks and DIYs. Make sure you check them out and be sure to leave them a like.
Training periods. K-pop stars don't just happen by accident, and unlike American pop idols, they don't generally work for fame on their own. K-pop hopefuls sign contracts with entertainment companies, then enter extreme training academies. The trainees live together, study together, and spend hours every day working out, singing, dancing, and working on their persona. These training periods have no specified end date, and one star even trained for 10 years before his debut. Live in company dorms. In the US, we're used to seeing pop stars in lavish mansions and penthouse apartments, but that's simply not the case for K-pop stars. Once a performer is under contract, they move into a tiny dormitory with their fellow group members. These accommodations are far from luxury, and most stars try to move out as soon as their contracts allow. Act young. 25-year-old BTS star Jin has his own secret to the youthful good looks and perfect skin that make a K-pop star. I have a motto of my life: if you behave young, your face becomes young too. Maintaining a youthful appearance is absolutely essential to your success as a K-pop star. Some glowing performers are well into their 40s while still looking like teenagers. Audition, audition, audition. To be accepted as a trainee, many hopefuls participate in auditions. Auditioning is a standard practice in American pop music as well. However, with most things, K-pop takes it to the extreme. Some trainee hopefuls have reported auditioning dozens of times, but they had strict judges turn them down instantly upon first sight. No fraternization. The world of K-pop seems to have a lot of very steep competition. Entertainment companies within the industry not only strive to have the most sensational acts, they also apply strict rules about their performers befriending stars from other companies. You won't see idols from two competing companies rubbing elbows anytime soon. That's because contracts stipulate the musicians cannot fraternize with those contracted by other companies. Insane diets. All K-pop stars are expected to stay as fit and thin as possible. Aside from their rigorous training schedule, they attribute their lithe figures to extreme diets. Some stars reportedly eat nothing but cabbage or sweet potatoes to stay as small as possible. These extreme diets are not healthy, and stars have been known to faint on stage from malnutrition. No dating. K-pop stars are micromanaged in every aspect of their lives. From controlling their appearance to where they live, these megastars have very little personal freedom. It may not come as a surprise that most entertainment companies have a strict no-dating clause. These bans exist to encourage the stars to focus exclusively on their careers. But they also have fan service in mind. Keeping the idols available makes them even more of a heartthrob. Gender separation. K-pop idols are not allowed to date in order to help them focus exclusively on their career, but some contracts don't allow the stars to even have platonic friendships with the opposite sex. Dorms are gender segregated, and fraternization is kept to a minimum. Some companies even require stars in girls-only or boys-only groups to avoid performing songs by groups of the opposite gender. No smoking. Smoking has absolutely fallen out of fashion in the United States, but South Korea takes their attitude towards smoking to an extreme. The entire country banned smoking in bars, restaurants, and cafes years ago. The country is currently moving forward to ban the bad habit in all public spaces. The military has enlisted a popular girls group to encourage soldiers to stop smoking. This is in an effort to reduce smoking among the ranks by 30%. Plastic surgery. Plastic surgery is no new concept for those who live their lives in the public eye. Actors, musicians, and even politicians frequently undergo the knife to improve their appearance and public image. Plastic surgery is widely popular in Korea. Many citizens elect to have their noses narrowed and eyes widened, but K-pop stars undergo much more extreme procedures, including the controversial V-line surgery. This is a surgery that reshapes the entire jawline and changes the shape of a person's face entirely. No drinking. You won't be hearing any lurid tales of drunken K-pop stars trashing hotel rooms anytime soon. That's because many contracts forbid the consumption of alcohol entirely. This is not only to help them maintain their slim figures, there are a lot of empty calories in boozy beverages, but it also prevents any embarrassment or public relations incidents. Some idols appear in the public with their friends for social media posts to maintain their image with fans. No nightclubs. With smoking, drinking, dating, and even speaking to the opposite sex off the table, you would think going out to a nightclub would be a total waste of time for a K-pop idol. Some stars will make brief appearances to maintain their public image, but many contracts stipulate that the megastars cannot be seen frequenting these establishments. With such a brutal schedule, it's no surprise that any social life is discouraged. This rule is a particularly massive departure from American pop culture. As you know, Western culture obsessively follows the nightlife exploits of stars, and their patronage can make or break a night spot. Be ready to recycle. K-pop idols have very little room for individuality, expression, or creativity. Groups have an expiration date, which some in the industry refer to as the 7-year curse. Groups reach insane highs of popularity and fade out fast. So many companies will dig up smash hits from older groups, hoping that fresh talent can capture lightning in a bottle again. This practice is widely used across all entertainment companies, and fans expect to hear their favorite groups cover popular hits from older groups. Some groups are expected to learn the same songs and dance routines as training. This ensures that the intellectual properties are used even if the group never debuts. No phones. The rigorous life of a K-pop trainee is heavily monitored and managed. Some trainees report that they were required to turn in their cell phones as soon as they signed contracts. Prohibiting cell phone use is a controversial and secretive policy. It may be intended to protect the industry's practices and secrets employed to train up-and-comers. Another reason megastar hopefuls may be asked to give up their mobile phone is to help enforce strict no-dating policies. Trainees' public image is part of their brand and essential to future success as a K-pop star. As such, any embarrassing or controversial social media posts could prove disastrous, which may also have inspired the no-phone policy. Promote plastic surgery. Plastic surgery is much more popular in South Korea, with 1 in 5 women electing to go under the knife every year. For comparison, 1 in 20 women in the US have chosen to have plastic surgery, 5 times fewer. Many, if not most, K-pop stars have undergone extensive plastic surgery. This is to ensure that their time spent as the face of the entertainment company is as lucrative as possible. Another way these companies make money with these glowing faces is by requiring stars to appear in advertising campaigns for clinics and surgeons. Give up your name. Once accepted into training for an entertainment company, K-pop stars lose the most basic aspect of their personal identity, their names, from the moment their contracts are signed. K-pop stars are immediately assigned a number, much like a prison inmate. Then they will be referred to during the duration of their training, which can last 5 to 10 years. If they finally make it to debut, they are often assigned a stage name, and they must agree to never use their given names in public. No privacy. When we say every aspect of a K-pop idol's life is under control, we mean every aspect. K-pop stars are under the draconian rule of their handlers, from the first day of training until they retire. During the grueling training period, when performers are working out and studying nearly every hour of the day, they are monitored on camera and even have to bring a security escort to use the bathroom. Perhaps this is because each performer is an asset that has been heavily invested in, therefore must be protected, or maybe it's just to ensure the strict behavioral standards are being maintained flawlessly. Train young, train hard. The journey to K-pop stardom begins in early childhood. Many stars leave their homes and families at only 9 or 10 years old. This is so that they can train with entertainment companies and chase their dreams of fame and fortune. The training schedules are brutal, and kids are expected to work out, sing, train, and study as hard as their teen or even adult trainee counterparts. The rigors of this training program can be extreme. Even adults have been known to faint or bow out to recover their mental health. In a country where hard work, grit, and perseverance are revered, these kids represent the toughest of the tough. Late to bed, early to rise. The life of a K-pop star is busy, and their schedules are jam-packed. From the day they audition to the day they retire, they must follow a carefully organized schedule. This leaves little time for rest and relaxation. The typical day for a K-pop idol begins at 5 a.m. and can run as late as 1 a.m. the following morning, leaving only a few hours for sleep or relaxation. Stars have been known to collapse or faint from exhaustion, which has led to questions and concerns about their demanding contracts and sky-high expectations. Contacts and sunglasses. When you're a K-pop idol, your image is everything. Every accessory and detail must be painstakingly chosen. Unfortunately for those of us without perfect vision, glasses are still thought of as less than elegant. Many K-pop stars wore glasses before their careers began. But now that they're living in the public eye and have to be more fashion conscious, K-pop stars requiring vision correction must ditch their frames in favor of contact lenses, many of which also have cosmetic functions. If requiring performers to wear contacts isn't enough control, many K-pop stars are now required to wear sunglasses in public at all times. The reasoning for this is unclear, but one fan theorized that it could be to hide the tears and tiredness that come from such a rigorous work schedule. We hope you enjoyed this exploration of the K-pop world. Do you have what it takes to make it through training and become the next K-pop idol? Let us know in the comments below if you think you could make it to your debut.